for listening to the Book on Recruiting. This is Dino Cotton and Ryan Fritchie. If you like what you're hearing, please follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And even better, download or like us on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Hey, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and listening today for our, I think, 11th?
Number 11,
This is number 11, our 11th episode today. And I got to just start out asking, Ryan, do you ever send your clients gifts?
Most of my clients don't talk to me unless I give them gifts. So
Like chocolates or cookies?
Chocolates, cookies, any kind of sweets are always a win with my clients.
So we're coming up here on the holidays, and I usually send out a good amount of just stuff to customers every single year, especially during the holiday season. And I always use Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. Them being an Anthem, they're right across the freeway at the Anthem outlets. And they also have a new location at Tempe Marketplace. And if I'm down in that area visiting any of my customers, I usually stop in and grab a few things, and then I bring them to my customers. So today, if you mention our podcast, or not really today, but between now and Christmas, if you mention our podcast at these locations specifically in person, or you can order over the phone, they'll give you a 15% off any gift basket order between now and Christmas. This also works for orders placed over the phone. And I asked Justin, the owner, I said, hey, what can we put in these baskets? And he said literally everything, or anything. Caramel apples are really popular, and they can cover anything in chocolate. So follow them now on Instagram and Facebook, RMCF Anthem and RMCF Tempe, to follow along to all their chocolatey pictures.
Right. And, this is a good deal. I thought he was being a little generous now until until Christmas, because Thanksgiving, Halloween, all sorts of things that you could use this discount for. And I'll tell you what, we've even bribed people on airplanes for treats. Everyone loves chocolate. You give chocolate to people, it makes them happy. They do things for you. So take advantage of this for sure.
It kind of gets you a little nervous, because then you start, if you don't send a chocolate basket and your competition does, or they send some kind of gift or something like that, is your customer going to hate you?
Yeah, how's it going to make you look, guys?
I mean, I only send baskets to my customers. I bill over $1 million a year. I'm kidding. Anyway, we'll get on with the episode today, and we have a great guest, a friend of mine, Andrew Ernst, or you go by Andy.
Either or.
You go by whatever it takes. And we're looking at each other right now on these sound boxes that look like we're playing a game of Battleship, which is hilarious. So hopefully the sound works out for you guys today. But Andy has been in the Valley in basically recruiting on both a corporate and staffing level for how long now?
So I started in 2003, moved to New York for a couple years, moved back. So let's say off and on for 14, 15 years.
I was looking at that. on your LinkedIn that you did go to New York for a while. And so Andy went basically from getting his degree. You got your degree in finance.
Correct.
From Fordham.
Fordham, which is not in Florida. Yeah. It's in New York City.
So do you know who I really like who went to Fordham? And you played pass with him one time?
Quarterback, yeah.
The old Cardinals quarterback, John Skelton.
Yeah.
I thought he was the one. I thought John was the one. Who else went to Fordham?
Vince Lombardi.
Wow.
Vince Lombardi.
It's funny. I grew up in Tennessee, and a lot of my friends, I moved after my freshman year in high school, but a lot of my friends went to Fordham. That's kind of the school they go to. A small town of 40,000 people in Tennessee, but that's where they chose to go. It's a good school.
Wow.
It's in Tennessee?
No.
Where is it?
It's in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so you kind of felt a little bit comfortable going back to New York City?
Yes, very much so. I originally from Buffalo, New York, and went to college in the Bronx over the Manhattan campus.
Really?
And came out here right after college, and I still had friends and family in New York. So I decided, was fortunate to get a nice promotion to New York and moved there at the worst possible time, 2007, 2008.
Oh.
Everything came crumbling down shortly after that.
Yeah. How was that? What's that like living out there compared to Arizona? What's the difference between
Well, I moved from a 2,500 square foot house, paying a modest mortgage, to a 1,000 square foot duplex. And my rent doubled.
Really?
And it was tough, but I love the experience. I love New York City, but it didn't make family sense, financial sense to stay there. So we moved back in 2009.
That's incredible.
It's funny because working in technology, the two most expensive markets, San Francisco now and New York. And same story over and over. They love it. They love the experience. But how do you do it with the family when you're in a 1,000 square foot place paying twice as much as, like you said, a 2,500 square foot? It gets difficult, man. Those places are steep.
That's the thing that people don't think about when they're living here. I mean, obviously, it feels like hell on earth in the summertime. Let's just get that out of the way. But the fact that you can live in a really large home, it's funny. I saw Andy running down the street one morning, like really early. I was dropping my kids. We live near each other. And I saw him just running. Like, you're like in great shape. Andy's like, I told him, I said I was going to buy him a pizza so he could just eat a pizza while we did this podcast.
So you didn't feel so bad about yourself? You watched it make him eat
I said, look, I have really bad dietary, habits. And Andy was like, you know what? I'm actually in crazy good shape and I'm super healthy. So you're training for a triathlon right now. Is that right?
Yeah, I did my first marathon this year. And in 2.5 weeks, I'm flying to Spain for my first triathlon. So
really
not a bad place for the first time.
Yeah, right? Must be nice, Andy.
Yeah,
must be nice.
But 4 years ago, I was about 35 pounds heavier.
No kidding.
And I woke up one day and said, I need to lose some pounds.
And you just found it in running?
Running, and now turn into swimming and cycling and running.
Do you find that diet's most of that though? I mean, the exercise.
Diet is 80% of it, if not more. Because I was running and running and running like Forrest Gump, and the pounds were barely coming off.
Yeah.
And then I had that epiphany. It's like, I need to eat healthy.
See, I asked you that because I'm hoping that one day someone will say something different, but no one ever does because I just like food
I
too
keep
much.
praying.
Like, why can I lose weight? Well, because you eat horribly. That's why.
It's funny. I actually went to my wife last night and I said, honey, I've been going to this personal trainer now for a year. Do I look better? And she was kind of like,
Do you want me the honest
she's
answer?
like, yeah. She's like, do you want to argue tonight? Or no, but it is. It's diet. And the fact that I'll just carb load before bed, and just snack all the time is probably not helpful. But the fact that you're doing this is pretty wild. It takes
all through work too. My company's paying for this.
Oh, wow.
Where are you going in Spain?
Oh.
Barcelona.
My favorite place in all of Europe was Barcelona.
Yeah, it's my first time in Barcelona. I was in Belgium in May for a kickoff meeting. I was one of 75 ambassadors. And then we've got a personal coach. We've got a plan. And since then, I've lost 13 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, because I had a full physical stress test. And more or less, I was told that I was fat, overweight. And so that definitely motivated me, and the fact that my company's putting so much time and money into this.
That's incredible.
Got to do it right.
That's incredible.
Did they tell you that your job and staffing is contributing to all that stress? Is that what they said?
I'll tell you though, staffing though, and we'll get into this more. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but you have to be able to balance yourself personally and mentally in order to be successful in this business. And
when I started back in 2003, I didn't know anything about fitness. I was working literally 7:30 to 6, Monday through Friday, just trying to grind it out, trying to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can. And I was fortunate to be surrounded by some really talented people. And that was towards the tail of the recession. And so I walked in a really good situation and tried to make the best of it. But health and fitness was not a priority for me back then. Just got married, about to have my first child. Yeah. And it was just learn his job is make as much money as I can as fast as I can.
Right. And when you kind of set it, your what kind of makes your life tick a little bit, your priorities change once those things kind of change, right? I bet your disc profile, which is big in staffing, probably changed drastically as well once the wife and kids came into the picture. So real quick, where do you work?
So I work for accounting principals. We are focused on primarily accounting finance. We've got a couple other divisions, and we are owned by the Deco Group, which is the world's largest staffing firm. I think about $25.5 billion, give or take a few dollars.
Do you know how much the NFL brought in last year?
I'm trying to think what the TV contract is, but I know it's certainly in the billions and billions and billions of dollars.
It's under $10 billion.
It's under $10 billion. Andy.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but everyone talks about how the NFL is just this loaded cash cow, and they're so successful.
I mean, let's say they're $10 billion. It still puts them in probably 300 on the Fortune 500 list, at 10 billion.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not hurting by any stretch of the imagination, but you think of how obsessed Americans are with the Super Bowl or with football in general. The Super Bowl gets 650
million.
They
go all
viewers.
into these ratings. They get so excited
Right?
about ratings. The
And
other day
then,
I was watching the Diamondbacks game. Fox Sports goes, we had the highest rated sports, and everyone was making a big deal out of it since 2015, the highest rated Diamondbacks game. It's just like, well, guess what Adecco just made last year?
Right. Yeah, keep that in mind when you're excited about football, how much more exciting staffing is. Just keep that in mind, guys.
Flesh peddling is it's the premier.
Yeah, when I was born, I wanted to be a recruiter.
Said nobody ever, right?
Said nobody ever. Yeah. That's funny. So what's the team that you're managing right now? Because if you look at Andy's LinkedIn profile, which I would highly recommend, go and check it out. I mean, he is the model citizen in the staffing business here. accounting principles, moved his way up, went to Robert Half, left Robert Half, went to JDA Software, went back after JDA after a few years, and then went back to accounting principles again. So I mean, basically 3 companies in a very long time. So what are you managing right now?
Yep. So I'm proud to say that I oversee our national sales team for accounting principles, Agilon, Paladin, and Parker and Lynch. And we've got 72 offices nationwide. I'm here in sunny Phoenix, but I've got team members scattered throughout the U.S. I've been back with the company for about 1.5 years now, and we've grown from a team of 8 or 9, and we're close to 30 people now.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
So, and share with us what you feel comfortable with. But what was the decision that brought you back? I mean, you had worked at the company, you came back, better opportunity. Do you just feel like it was a chance for you to grow and help grow teams and great sales teams, or what was it that brought you back to the company?
Yeah, so I made the choice to leave Robert Half to go. At that point, I didn't know where I wanted to go, but GDA was actually a customer of mine. And I had some former colleagues from accounting principles and from Robert Half that were already working at JDA. Their director had left, and there was an opening. And they called me up and say, "Hey, are you open to talking to us about a job?" And I was already pursuing other opportunities outside Robert Half, so it worked out very well. Yeah. And but about 6-9 months into my tenure at JDA, decided that being in a back office role where I cannot directly control either my financial destiny or just my job security in general wasn't too comfortable for me. At that point, I didn't start looking for anything at all. But you fast forward maybe about 1 year, and I had a former colleague, employee, literally say, "Hey, can I come visit you?" And being a corporate recruiter, I have a lot of friends that are in the agency world, right? Yeah. Because, oh, wow, I know this guy, Andy. He works for corporate. They're $1 billion software company. Maybe I can squeeze some business out of this guy. And I said, sure, but you can't pitch to me. She agreed. So she came to my office and said, "Hey, your name came up with one of the senior leadership about a role. Would you be interested?" And timing worked out well. You fast forward 6 months later, I was back at working at Accounting Principles.
Probably not the kind of pitch that you were expecting, right?
No, it was not the pitch, because she pitched me before, and I did some introductions for her. But my thing as a corporate recruiter, I'll help you get a contract with us, but I'm not going to help you get business. If you get business on your own, good for you. But just because I've been in Phoenix for so long, been in staffing for so long, I have a lot of agency friends, let's say, and some are better than others. But I decided I was going to be very neutral and not get too much involved on the contract side. And so when she came out and pitched me a job, I was like, "Oh, let's talk." And so that was in September of 2015. And then I rejoined in March of 2016.
That's crazy.
In the right role, the right company. Yeah. The company's changed quite a bit. I was gone for about 7 years. And there were things that I loved about the company before, some things I didn't like. A lot of things that I didn't like before are gone. And it's great. Absolutely love it.